What's up, everybody? My name is Jason, and welcome to Small Biz. In today's video, we're going to talk about a stock market rally that's fading, but wait a second here. Are bear traps like in Tesla being set up all over the place? And is it really true that, in my opinion, this correction is at least 75% over? All that and more coming at it. Hey. Happy Monday to you, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, who's ever heard of 3 drives to a high or 3 drives to a low? I'll explain that in a second, but quick reminder. If you have a small business, want to make an obscene amount of money in the stock market or both, go to shopsmallbiz.com, get a Discord if you don't have a small biz, premium if you do. Again, that's shopsmallbiz.com. All right, the Elliot waivers of the world, of which I am not, often talk about 3 drives to a high and 3 drives to a low. In this case, it's obviously a low. So down to 5K from 52 and change on the S&P. I said that should be bucket number 1 in terms of a third of your retirement money, if you don't have any, in index funds or ETFs like SPY, QQQ, and IWM. We then had a rally. Then we had a second drive to a low last week on Friday. It got down to around 49.58. I said 49.63 was bucket number 2. So you should have had 2/3 of your money in Thursday and Friday. We had a rally this morning starting to fade, but wait a second. Are we going to get the third drive to that low of 48.50? Flip a coin. Doesn't always happen that way. So down to 5K, put a third in, up. Down to 49.63. Put the second third in, up. We're now in the process of trying to decide, with the Dow only up 50 points, it was up triple that earlier. Are we going to have a third drive to a low that takes out Friday's 49.58? Or are we going to bottom here and then go higher? I don't know the answer to that. But I am telling you that the smart way to play it is 5K, 49.63, 48.50 on the S&P 500. I just shared inside of the Discord, the IWM is on its 20-week moving average right now at 193. There's an 80% chance, in my opinion, that's it. Right below that's the 30-week moving average at 188.50. So we're literally 1 or 2% away. 37K or thereabouts would be the low on the Dow. Of that's it for the year. Then we're going to rally up to slightly below the 52.50 or whatever the all-time high was, pull back, go sideways through the summer. They start cutting in July or September at the latest. And then you know who comes back for one more turn and let us review. By the way, before I forget, we are almost done with our 16,000 emails. We sent 1,000 per batch for the last 2 weeks. A grand total of 3 of those 15,000 have upgraded. 2 said, fuck you, I'm out of here. So we have a net upgrade of 1, and you may know who that is in there. Actually, there were 2 gentlemen that have come in the last few days. Thank you very, very much for your support. Because as clear as crystal as I can make this, and I think I've done a pretty good job of it, we've got an insane win rate over the last 2 years or 9 months inside of the Discord. We have small investors making 500 to 1,000 every single month. We have whales making 50 to 100,000 every single month. But just like Tesla, it feels like it. I'll talk about that in a second. Or Twitter with a 1.8% conversion rate. Or Google Drive that's got a 0.24. Yeah, that's a 1/4% conversion rate. Most people, 98%, wouldn't buy water from me in the desert. I could have a fucking water stand with $100 water with a dude just rolling right off it, right? Let's say there was a plane crash a mile up the road, and I've got a business that's out in Las Vegas somewhere, and here comes a line of about 300 people, right? Parched lips, they got the ties down, they're just dying for water, but I got a sign on my table that says $100 a pitcher. $100 a pitcher. Hey, it looks like there's a few hundred of you. I don't have that much ice cold water, but yeah, it's $100 if you want one. And boy, is it going to go down real good. But I'll tell you what, you see that building over there? I got a bunch of trucks in that building. It's about 80 yards that way. If you go around to the back, there's a hose and you're welcome to drink out of that for free. 98 out of 100. Okay, thanks, pal. They're walking. They're just dying. I need some water. They get around to the other side and there's a big sign there that says, "The joke's on you." That's the world we live in. 2% understand that a bird in the hand's worth two in the bush. You get what you pay for in this world. There's no such thing as a free lunch. And if you got a small business, you got to spend fucking money to make fucking money. But most people, especially since the pandemic, we don't want to give away anything. Philanthropy, way down. We want to outlaw tipping. Oh, that ought to go well with $20 an hour fucking minimum wage. No wonder New York and California is going down in flames. Most people have been so conditioned with the sit down, shut up, wear your mask, and here's your money over the last few years that they don't want to put out anything for anything, even if the value is through the fucking roof. So it's a struggle, and it gets to me at times. But for the 300 and change that are inside of the Discord right now, understand that you are in very good hands. And we're going to make a bloody motherfucking fortune over the next 5, 10 years and beyond. But Tesla reports tomorrow. Did that flush bear trap number 1 down through 140, down to 138. Oh, it's going down to 27, like some guy that's some far left loon put out a $27 price target on Tesla, as if it's going to lose 95% of its value. All the haters on the far left are turning in their cars in San Francisco, New York, Connecticut, etc. Ask me if I think that's going to make a fucking difference over the next 6 or 12 months with Tesla. No. In fact, I hope Elon sandbags a major buyback 2 or 3 days from now, and then maybe flirts with the idea of, I've been considering rolling in SpaceX and calling it something else with Tesla. Oh, and by the way, the billion robots that we're going to have to go with the robo-taxis. Yeah, $1,000, maybe not $2,000 as Kathy Wood and Ron Barron are calling for in the next 3 to 5 years. But this stock is way oversold, down 65%. I've got a limit order at 132. So if they want to play games, or in my preference, give me the big gap down at 1.25. I'll be all over that. I'll probably close at 140 or higher by the end of the day. 30 years in the trenches, half of that is a broker. You won't find a single fucking Discord on the planet in the penny stock arena with a win rate like ours. Mullen, MCOM, GMBL, SHPH, MRIN. Those are pretty much the only 5 losers that I've taken in the last year plus. Over 250 since I started sharing on Twitter in March of 22, and over 100, actually over 300, including another one, I think it's ASLN, inside of the Ask Jason channel, since we opened in September. So for all you fools that are still hanging on to Mullen at $2.50 to $3 a share, you could have been out with me at 18 and had 100+ winners in the last 9 months. Would you be out of the ditch? Would you be doing a lot better than you are right now? I come here every fucking day, or at least 4 or 5 times a week. I tell you the same shit over and over, including new stuff like 3 drives to a low. And yeah, you should have had 5K, 49.63, 48.50 for your last bucket of retirement money if you've had your unlubricated thumb up your fucking ass over the last few years. So until next time, always remember that I love you, and thank you so very much for watching.